Yo, what up?
Get started on our sports. First of all, gotta give a shout out. Wow, this lady has done so much for the game of basketball. And when you think about what she's given to the game of basketball in her career, Diana Taurasi, y'all. Diana Taurasi, shout out to one of the GOATs of women basketball. And you can see this here in this little accolades. I'm going to take myself away for a second because she deserves the shine as one of the GOATs of women basketball. So let me put myself in a little small box in the corner so you can see this a little bigger. But look at that. Look at this, y'all. So good. So good. Look at all these accolades. Rookie of the Year, MVP, All-Star, All-NBA 14 times. She played 22 seasons. She was a 3-time final MVP, 3-time champion in college, and an 6-time Olympic gold medalist. Obviously, 8 times would be impossible for pretty much anyone, as that would have to span 32 years of Olympics, and most people don't stay in their athletic prime for that long. But Diana Taurasi had an impressive 6 Olympic gold medals. To shout out her for what was fantastic and brilliantly decorated career, right? So I think we can all agree on that. We'll give her a little golf clap. My sound card with the clapping. I gotta get that figured out, but we will, and we'll keep it moving. 4 nations face off. So we didn't get to talk last week, but last week we did. And I'll get into the. Oh, you know what? No. First of all, let me do those rankings first. Let's get into the rankings since we're already here. And I already got it up on the screen there, as you can see on the right-hand side. That is our women's college basketball rankings. Top 16 revealed this past weekend, y'all. If you have not been paying attention to women's college basketball the past few years, it is, it's always been good to me, but it's been even better. Obviously, you had Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese last year, and all the rest of them. And now this year, Juju Watkins, Lauren Betts, a lot of really, Hannah Hidalgo, a lot of really great players, Paige Beckers. The list goes on. And so it's going to be a tremendous playoff coming up here for women's basketball. And the March Madness. It's going to be just, I'm really looking forward to that. And since we're honoring Taurasi, I figure we as well bring up the women's college basketball rankings so you can see that right there. You can see my number 1 UCLA Bruins. Yes, they probably will not be the number 1 overall seed because they were beat by the FUSC Trojans beat us twice. So they will probably take one of the overall number 1 seeds. We'll probably just have probably the 3rd or 4th number 1 seed, to be completely honest. But anyways, really good teams there. The new number 1 overall, Texas, Madison Booker and the Texas Lady Longhorns, 29 wins, 2 losses, ranked number 1 in the country. I just talked about them, the FUSC Trojan Condoms at number 2 with 27 wins, 2 losses. Yes, I'm a hater. Yes, they beat my team twice this season. Yes, I'm upset. That's all right. We will get them back in the Big Ten tournament. UConn at number 3, the aforementioned Paige Beckers. They got a freshman there, Sarah Strong. Awesome. And Aziz Fudd, a lot of other good players. So really good team there. Gino Auriemma just keeps running it back and back no matter how many players he has to use or how much older people think he's getting. 28 wins, 3 losses, the UConn Lady Huskies. At number 4, my UCLA Lady Bruins, 28 wins, 2 losses. Yes, FUSC beat us twice, especially this weekend, took us out. Wasn't a good look. Still at number 4 and still above the number 5. South Carolina Lady Gamecocks, 27 wins, 3 losses. And then, at number 6, too, Notre Dame, the Lady Fighting Irish, who I mentioned earlier. Notre Dame is going to be there at number 6 in the women's college basketball rankings. Hannah Hidalgo is doing an amazing job there as the number 1 player. So y'all look out for women's basketball in the NCAA. And it's going to be crazy. We also got men's coming up as well. So let me give you those quick rankings. At number 1, Auburn, still holding the top spot down, 27 wins, 2 losses. Auburn. Duke, 26 wins, 3 losses. They got Cooper Flagg. He is the presumptuous number 1 pick for the NBA draft. Number 3, the Houston Cougars, 25-4, y'all. They're tough this year. They're tough every year, but they've won a lot of tough games as of late. And the only issue with them is Kelvin Sampson has not been able to get them over the hump when it comes to March Madness and the actual Final Four, things like that. For his sake, hopefully it is this year, as they have a really strong team led by veteran leaders, players that have been there the whole 4 years, or at least 3, really gaining trust and experience with each other. At number 4, the Tennessee Volunteers. Shout out Volunteers here in Knoxville. 24 wins, 5 losses. And then the Florida Gators, 25 wins, 4 losses. They are the number 5 team in the men's college basketball rankings, as we are now 2 weeks away. Yes, indeedy. You got to feed the needy, baby. Woo! Oh, where's my Rick? Where's my Rick, baby? Where are you, Rick? You know I got to come find y'all. Know I got to give you a little Rick every time. And by the way, shout out to the Nature Boy. I know we're going to talk a little wrestling later, but Nature Boy had his birthday this past weekend, so shout out last week to the Nature Boy. Shout out. And as well, now that we talk about the Nature Boy, I got to shout out my brother, Francis Long. I am shouting you out, my brother. I love you. Thank you for my new mic. He bought me well, I guess I shouldn't shout him out since they're not sponsoring this show, but I'll shout him out anyways. Maybe they'll give me a sponsorship, because now I'm using the Blue Yeti microphone. Shout out to my brother. I love you. Thank you for getting that for me. It was a surprise. It was amazing. You are one of my best friends, and I love you, and I hope you are I just talked to you the other day, so I know you're doing well. But anyways, when we talk about Rick, I got to think about you. So thanks again, my brother, for this amazing sounding microphone, y'all. Shout out. All right. Anyways, let's move it on into our NHL and NBA rankings. So what happened when we were gone? The NHL finished up their 4 Nations tournament. You'll know that we had talked about this before a couple weeks ago when we were going into the finals. USA versus Canada. All the bad blood that's been involved of the USA-Canada rivalry in the Olympics, obviously the Winter Olympics, and other things like that. So definitely some animosity going into this game. The Canadians were even booing the national anthem at some point in time. Wow. I obviously don't ascribe to that as a veteran. I cannot get down with that at all. I do understand if they have feelings of some sort of way towards the country with all the stuff that is going on are down our way, but you don't have to boo the anthem. I think that's hey, well, all right. Anyways, I'm just saying, I back up Pat McAfee on that. Shout out, Pat, my brother. Got to hang out soon, but I back you up on that. No doubt about that, especially as a veteran. I can't get down with that. Shout out all my military and veteran brethren out there. Love y'all. All right, let's move into our NHL power ranking. Before we do that, as I mentioned, the 4 Nations finals, Canada. Apparently, I can't speak at the night. Canada beat the U.S. 3-2 in overtime. It was an amazing game. Connor McDavid, colloquially known as, colloquially. That is such a beautiful word for a Puerto Rican on live TV. I love it. But anyways, colloquially named as Mick Jesus is the nickname they gave him. I don't ascribe to that either, but hey, he doesn't either. But they gave it to him because he's such a great player, and he did score the overtime goal to get the Canadian win 3-2 over the United States in the Four Nations Finals. Moving into the rankings, the Winnipeg Jets at number 1, 42 wins, 14 losses, 3 draws. At number 2, shout out the DMV, Washington Capitals, 38 wins, 12 losses, and 8 draws. What's great about this? The great one, Wayne Gretzky, my favorite hockey player of all time, the best hockey player of all time, will always be the best hockey player of all time because he was better than just goals. He was goals, assists, everything, defense, passing, everything. But there is someone coming along that will pass one of his records and deserves the accolades that he is getting, and that is one and none other than Alex Ovechkin. Alex Ovechkin has made the DMV very happy since the 2003 draft when he was drafted. Look at the longevity of that career, which is why he's able to pass this record, which he will pass eventually. He is 12 goals behind Wayne Gretzky with about 20 games left. So, well, actually, let me do some quick math for you. That is 58, and there's 82 games in the season, so 24 games left. So he has a very good chance. All he needs is a goal every other 2 games, and he's been on that pace already this year, even having missed 5 weeks with a broken leg. Just an amazing player. And if it was going to be anybody that passed Wayne Gretzky, I'm down with it being Alex Ovechkin. So shout out to Ovi. At number 3 in the NHL Power Rankings, Dallas Stars, 37 wins, 19 losses, 2 ties. Toronto Maple Leafs at number 4, 36 wins, 20 losses, and 2 draws. And the Vegas Golden Knights at number 5, 34 wins, 18 losses, 6 draws. And as an aside, the defending champion Florida Panthers are sitting at number 6, so they did not fall out of the hunt yet. No. They are at number 6, and they have a 35 win, 21 loss, 3 draw record. Moving into our NBA power rankings, first of all, I got to give a shout out to my brother, JT, Jay Tizzle, Jason Tatum. Where is it? You see the Celtics banner in the background. Champions, reigning, undisputed. Whatever. Paul Heyman's too good. That's why he's the wise man and gets paid the money he does. But anyways, we are the reigning and undisputed champions. And one of the reasons why is Jason Tatum. Happy birthday to him today. Already a 6-time All-Star, 3-time All-NBA player, one of the faces of the league, and one of the best players in the league, no matter what Flo's hating behind like to be saying. Moving on into our rankings, Oklahoma City Thunder in the number 1 rank, 46 wins, 10 losses. They are just wow. Now that they got Chet Holmgren back, they got that big post game of him and Hartenstein, especially just the length, the defense. Oh, this team is going to be tough. The youthfulness. They got SGA, obviously. But, don't count out my Celtics now. Don't count out the Celtics. 41 wins, 16 losses. They are in the number 2 spot. I do want to point out to you, because if you've watched me on this program, if you've watched me on the Bottom Line Sports, if you've watched me on any of my other partner networks that I've partnered with, you know that I highly subscribe to the fact that in the NBA, if you have a top 10 offensive and defensive efficiency rating, that you are a top-notch, contender for the championship. Well, right now, our top 3 teams in the rankings do just that. The Oklahoma City are number 1 in defense in the league, number 5 in offense in the league. The Celtics, my Celtics, number 5 in defense in the league, number 3 in offense in the league. And at number 3 in the rankings, the Cleveland Cavaliers, they are number 1 in offense, slightly below, as I just broke my desk with my heavy arm. I'm just joking. I didn't break it. The desk fell. I can get in a second. But slightly below 7th in defensive rankings. But all 3 of these teams are top 10, and the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Boston Celtics are top 5, y'all. top 5 in offensive and defensive efficiency. So, got to give a shout out to both of those teams. It looks like they might be on track to meet each other in the finals, but don't count out the Denver Nuggets, who are still there in the hunt. Jokic having the best season of his career, which is hard to say because he's been an MVP the past few seasons. Best season of his career thus far for Jokic. And he's in a battle with SGA for the MVP right now. They are in a tight battle, 1 and 2 for that. Now, who else is out though? Wembanyama. Yes, Wembanyama. Victor Wembanyama. No. The young future face of the league for the San Antonio Spurs is out with vein nerve thrombosis. Now you say, Omar, what is vein nerve thrombosis? And I say to you, well, I am not a doctor, but I did stay at a Holiday Inn one time. Anyways, no, it is. I do know this though, because I actually know someone who has this. And I hope they are doing really, really well. Prayers up to them. Love you. But it is slowing of the blood flow. And if it gets bad enough, can become a blood clot. So it's when your blood is not flowing through your veins properly enough. So that's what he has right now. Now it can turn into a clot if not treated. So hopefully, well, not hopefully, he's going to get, believe me, the NBA is not going to let one of their future best players ever be injured to something like this. They will give him top of the line star treatment and give him whatever he needs. He was front runner for defensive player of the year. As a second year player, a 21-year-old, he was averaging 24 points, 11 rebounds, and 4 blocks, most in the league. The NBA is already facing a viewership decline, 5% year over year. And you've got everybody getting older. LeBron, I know he just had 40. Steph, I know he just had 50 and had a dunk last night. Said it's the last time he ever going to dunk again. I know you got Kevin Durant, but these are people are aging out. They're getting older, and we need to have the younger, fresher faces, the Wembanyamas, the Jason Tatums, the Anthony Edwards come in and start dominating, becoming the face of the league. Wembanyama was 4th in All-Star voting with 2.9 million as well. And he was 5th in jersey sales this season. So a huge loss for the NBA. Prayers up to Wemby. Hopefully he gets back as soon as possible. Moving on, NBA has suspended Milwaukee Bucks forward Bobby Portis 25 games for violating the anti-drug policy. Moving on to football. Top NFL draft prospect, another horrendous injury here. Abdul Carter from Penn State. Abdul Carter was projected to be the number 1 pick, calling him the next Micah Parsons. Although he astutely said in interviews that he was like, nah, I'm the next myself. Get that right. And that's what he should have said. But he has now had a right foot injury and may need to undergo surgery. And if that is the case, it's not good for his draft stock, as he could possibly fall in the draft rankings if he was not able to progress properly from that injury. What else in the NFL? Well, starting in the 2025 season, y'all, the NFL plans to use Hawkeye technology. You say, Omar, what is Hawkeye technology? And as the professor, I'm always here to learn, y'all. I'm always here to teach you things. So that's what I continue to do, and we keep it rocking and moving on. Hawkeye technology virtually determines whether a team has gained a first down spot. So if you remember the controversial call in the AFC Championship, Bills, Chiefs, Josh Allen trying to go for a first down, stopped, possibly short. Video shows that it probably wasn't as short as they thought, or short at all, but the ref spotted him short. A lot of people may have said, Kansas City conspiracy, trying to help Patrick Mahomes and Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce win the championship. Allegedly. Anyways, so they decided that They will continue to have the traditional chain gang to make sure that it takes care of the markers on the field, but that they will use this to help them actually make sure they have the correct spot. And why the hell not? If we have this technology, why are you not using it? This is not the 1950s anymore. We don't need to be playing football before there was a TV around. And no, stop it. You have the technology, use it. We're going to talk about another technology here in a second when we talk about baseball. But if you have the technology, use it. So what are some other things they're going to look into changing? They're also going to use technology to help them with replay assistance, helping them to check all penalties for roughing the passer and other ones to make sure that they're actually getting them right. Unnecessary roughness, the face mask, things like this that can be used. Technology can be used to make sure the correct call is made. What else is the NFL exploring? Another change to overtime rules. Now they are trying to say that they may give, currently, let me tell you what it currently is first. Currently, the first team to possess the ball in overtime can win if it scores a touchdown, but not if it scores a field goal. If it scores a field goal, the other team still gets a chance. But now they want to switch the overtime rules to give both teams a chance to score no matter what. So even if the team scored a touchdown, it would not be an automatic win anymore. Now the other team would have a chance to score. I've been saying this forever. A lot of people, I don't know why this seems pretty simple to me. It seems like a pretty straightforward decision. Excuse me. Straightforward decision to make. Like, yes, of course they should. I don't want to go through a whole great game, get to overtime, and just because one team scored a touchdown, maybe there's a fluke play, maybe somebody missed a block, maybe a long pass that they just, whatever. I want to give the other team a rightful chance as well. That's great. And they might also lengthen it from 10 to 15. I never knew why they ever took it back from 15 to 10 in the first place. They should have just always left it there. But whatever, it is what it is. They may be going back to 15. We just talked about Major League Baseball. Major League Baseball is going to be implementing an automated ball strike challenge system in spring training. If you didn't know, if you're not a baseball fan per se, spring training has started and it is glorious. I've been watching all of the Mets games and a lot of other games since I have the whole package. But MLB is experimenting with what they colloquially call, there it is again, the word of the day, colloquially. For y'all, that just means another word for, or sounding fancy for, right? So they call this robot umpires or robot umps. It's not actually robot umps. It's just the technology that they use, sort of like a Hawkeye technology that we just talked about with the NFL. But this is to track if a ball from the pitcher is a ball or a strike. And so it's very simple. The computer system, the program has the box, the strike zone. It adjusts for all the hitters because the strike zone, if you don't know in baseball, goes from the hitter's chest to their knees. But that also varies depending on how tall or short someone is. So this is able to also adjust to that, which a human umpire may not be able to do. Now, you know me, I'm a purist in all these things. I do not want umpires to be taken out of the game. I want that human element to stay in, but I do like this challenge system where they give them a chance. You can have 2 challenges a game. If you keep getting them right, you can keep keeping them and using them. I like that. At least let them challenge so at crucial times, right? And you got to be strategic. When are you going to use it? Tell your players not to use it early in case you need it later, right? Things like that. So, or if it's not really close, don't even challenge it because you don't want to lose. Great strategy has to go into that. So I love it, right? But I still need the human element of the umpires. I still need the umpires to be, what's the word I'm looking for? I still need the umpire. I still need the human element. I still need them to be able to make mistakes from time to time. If we're just going to something that's going to automatically tell us every time, boom, 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 and we're just going through this all game. No. Use it for every once in a while. Use it for challenges. Use it for what it's worth. But other than that, let the umpires do our thing. We still love having the umpires back there. We like the crazy strikeout calls and all that stuff. What else in baseball? Baseball and ESPN have mutually agreed to opt out of their TV contract after the season. What? Yes. MLB says they are not getting paid enough anymore by ESPN, and that ESPN is not playing enough of their games or content except for live games. So this has been crazy. MLB, Major League Baseball, and ESPN have been partners since 1990. So this is crazy. We'll see what happens. MLB does have its own network. They also use a lot of regional broadcast. If you did not know, they are probably the sport that uses regional broadcasting the most. So they'll find other outlets to get the games out, but not having this partnership is huge because a lot of people get their baseball from ESPN, a lot of non-baseball fans. So we'll see what happens there. MLB Commissioner Rob Manfred has also decided to review Pete Rose's eligibility for the Hall of Fame posthumously. So you will remember on this show, not this show. It was the Mind of the Professor, which I haven't done in a while. I got to give y'all another Mind of the Professor soon enough. But Pete Rose, we talked about his candidacy for the Hall of Fame. Should he be inducted into the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame? Should he not? In my Mind of the Professor, I said that since he did break the rules by gambling as a manager, that he should not have been inducted in. But I did also say on the same program at the end of my argument that since he had now passed away and he is no longer with us, that should be reversed and they should let him in. He was still, after all, baseball's hit king. So you know what? I think Rob Manfred is the worst commissioner in sports. I don't feel bad about saying that. He truly is the worst commissioner in sports. I know a lot of people like to hate on Robert Goodell, but I'll give that to Manfred. Goodell's not much better. And yeah, Adam Silver, you're starting to look like a shell of yourself. Everybody liked you at first, but now you're starting to bow to all the corporate greed and all the corporate, pressures. I see you. Anyways, but salute Rob Manfred. I give you a big ups on that. What else is happening around the sports world before we move you into the entertainment portion of this program? MLS, yes, Major League Soccer is back. Lionel Messi, he is playing down in Miami with Inter Miami, and they have a very good shot to win the championship this year. Let's just say that. So the season is now underway, just getting underway last week. So if you're a soccer fan, you've probably already been watching it. In other soccer news, this was a crazy story, y'all. I don't know if you heard about this story, but it was crazy. So check this out. This happened back at the 2023 Women's World Cup Soccer Finals. You may remember if you watched the Women's World Cup Finals, which maybe a lot of you did because the U.S. had a team which was at least hoping to win some games, as they always do because they're really, really good. But they did not win it this time around. But what did happen, former Spanish Socceration Federation. I just made up a new word. That was pretty good, actually. Socceration. Yeah, it'd be like a soccer nation. Socceration. Got it. Soccer Federation president. Hey, when you can make fun of yourself, that's the best way to do it, right? Luis Rubiales was found guilty of sexual assault, y'all. Why? Do y'all remember this? He kissed Jenny Hermoso. She was a player on the Spanish team that won and he did this in the open, in front of the whole world. Millions watching on TV. They're having the ceremony, handing out medals, and he had the unmitigated gall. He had the stupid gall, but the unmitigated gall to kiss this lady, Jenny Hermoso, on her lips in front of the whole world at a ceremony celebrating their World Cup win. First of all, not okay for you to do that at any time. Let's just get that out of the way right now. She ain't asked for it. You need to back off, Predator. That being said, why on earth ever would that thought cross your mind in front of millions of people around the world watching on television? You deserve everything you get. You deserve, and he did. He was found guilty. They have ordered him to pay $10,434 and to stay away from the young lady. It was a crazy. I couldn't believe when I saw this on TV, y'all. I was like, "There's no way." I just saw what I just saw, and then you watch it on social media, and you're like, "Yeah, that really happened. He really did that." Wow. Anyways, so he is now. Some people are going to say maybe that's not enough because maybe he needed more. But if you do look back as to the actual time when it happened, he did resign, and he had a 3-year FIFA ban, the international ban for Federation of International Football. So it's just a crazy story. And there's a study in 2024 that was done that found out that 10.9%, so 11% of United States athletes have experienced some sort of unwanted sexual conduct while playing their sport. Like, that's crazy. 1 out of 10 athletes at some point in their sporting career, whether young, high school, middle school, whatever, experience some sort of sexual assault. That's unacceptable. I mean, it's unacceptable at all for anyone. But holy crap, that's a high-ass number. Over 11%? 1 out of every 10? Oh my God, what is wrong with people? You people are so sick. All you can just get whatever comes to you. I wish I had my gunshot joint. That's what I give y'all. Anyways, moving on. We don't want to talk about him or give him any more press, but we do pray for her and hope that she is recovering from that incident. Endeavor, oh yes, thank you. Shout out. Thank you for tuning in, my brother. Canteen from the Bottom Line Sports. Y'all make sure you check us out Wednesday night, 8 p.m. We will go live. The Bottom Line Sports, me, Canteen, Hot Take Jake, and probably have either Clubber D or another guest come on that day. Maybe we're going to whenever, because Flo is going to be out. He's got a lot of stuff going on, so we're going to start rotating some other guests in when he's out. But make sure y'all tap in with the Bottom Line Sports. And also Thursday, as I mentioned, Combat Sports special for UFC 313. Clubber D, the Combat G, and yours truly for Combat Sports special. Tune in Thursday at 8 p.m. So that's Wednesday and Thursday, 8 p.m. at Ball and Buds. Please make sure you're subscribed on YouTube. If you're there right now, please do as the kids say, type in BALLANDBUDS and smash that subscribe button. We appreciate it. Also, hit me with that like right now, please. Hit me with a like, a laugh, a heart. Give me one of them love, laugh, life, home decor photos. I really appreciate it. Every like is free, and you will help us out in the algorithm as well. There's a QR code up top. Very handy for you to scan to get to our YouTube and other social media platforms. I think, again, I am Omar, the Professor from Seca. Let's keep this program moving on. Endeavor, company that oversees TKO Holdings, that oversees World Wrestling Entertainment, WWE, and the Ultimate Fighting Championship, UFC. Endeavor's financial results for 2024 came out. Revenue was up 30% to $7.1 billion, but net income did swing a gain to a loss of $1.2 billion, drawn down by weaker events. Also, 2 major other deals, Endeavor went private and shifted their sports assets to TKO. So that also caused the dip in the financial results. But I bring that up to tell you about TKO. TKO is the parent of WWE and UFC. So something you'll hear about on this program and other sports networks here on the YouTube, the interwebs and other things like that. They had boosted their annual revenue 67% to $2.8 billion. But they lost a lot due to heavy expenses from the legal settlement that UFC had to settle with the fighters due to the antitrust lawsuit where they felt they weren't getting paid enough. That was a $375 million legal settlement. So they actually ended up with the net gain of only 6.4. So we'll see what happens there. But I also bring that up because one thing that's not doing bad, one thing that's doing super, super hot right now, something that's doing super, super, super hot, yes, shout out my brother, is the WWE. World Wrestling Entertainment is off the chain. First, they started the year out with a new Netflix deal, Monday Night Raw, which you can catch tonight on Netflix. I'm not going to tell you when it starts because I'm about to run into it and I don't want y'all to leave here. I want you to continue watching. Yeah, boy. But anyways, they started a deal with Netflix on Monday nights to go there. They're also on Fox, still doing SmackDown, still got Peacock having their whole library. But then last night at Elimination Chamber in Toronto in the 6, what happened? What happened? The world is asking, what happened? Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. You can't see me. John Cena. Even if you don't like wrestling, you know who John Cena is because he's a famous actor as well, known all over the world. If you know who John Cena is, you'll also know he used to be a former, or he still is a wrestler, a professional wrestler for WWF, but a former 16-time champion in WWF. He went off to Hollywood as a lot of the actors do, like The Rock did, like Hulk Hogan did, and many others have done. We'll get back to Hulk Hogan in just one moment. But last night, this generation, right? What is it called? What are they? Generation Y and Generation Z, things like that. That generation, this is their Hulk Hogan heel turn. This was epically done. They're in Toronto. They're at the Elimination Chamber. John Cena wins the Elimination Chamber, outlasting 6 other competitors. Cody Rhodes' music hits. Cody Rhodes comes out, congratulating each other. Everything's good. Then, all of a sudden, Travis Scott's new song plays, and Travis Scott comes out, waving around the sage, making sure, all the bad spirits and bad juju are gone away. And then what happens? Goosebumps. If you smell The Rock was in the building coming to capture Cody Rhodes' soul. You said, what did you say, Omar? Did I hear you correct? Did you say soul? Yes. I am talking like Robert Johnson, 1920 guitarist, who apparently sold his soul to the devil to become a great guitar player. He sucked before, and then all after this story, apparently he came back to be the best player. Crazy, right? Cody Rhodes, The Rock asked him to sell him his soul for everything. He would have everything in the world he wanted. Planes, cars, all the money he wanted, all the championships, everything. So what happens? What happens? Rock goes down to the ring, struts down. He says, Cody, I want your soul. What are you going to do? Cody says, Rock, my soul is taken. And everybody's like, he's saying what we think he says. And then he says, because it's already been given to the fans. So F you, Rock. And the crowd pops. Oh, he said that to him. Oh, what's going to happen? All of a sudden, John Cena's just, yeah, Cody, that's great. That's great. Blah, blah, blah. Then all of a sudden, he goes up to dap up Cody. John Cena and Cody give a good dap right there. And then all of a sudden, as they got the bro hug going on, you see John Cena's face just drop from a smile to just a straight face. He was like this and just went. And then you see The Rock, and The Rock's in the corner, and he gives him the I can't say what that is because I don't want to get canceled from YouTube because you probably would for some shit like that. But anyways, he gives him the take him out symbol. And all of a sudden, the crowd finally realizes what's happening. Because the best part about this is, y'all, when you're watching on TV, you can see all this unfold. So you're still surprised, but you're seeing all of it in real time. At the arena, you have to remember, the people that are down by the ring, they can only see the limited amount that they can see with their eyes because they can't see the Jumbotron up top. but the people at the top in the nosebleeds and in the second level, they can all see the Jumbotron. So when they see the face change on the Jumbotron that a lot of people couldn't see down low because it was just too close and you weren't able to actually see it because you had to be at the right angle, whatever, but it did show on the TV, you could hear the whole upper part of the arena go, oh, and the lower part, you could see their faces. They were like, what's going on with it? And all of a sudden, John Cena rails back, boom, kick to the man parts. Cody goes down holding his gonads, and wowzers. Biggest heel turn since 1998 Bash at the Beach when Hulk Hogan, that was 98. No, 97 Bash at the Beach. When Hulk Hogan, NWO, Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, dropped the leg on WCW and everything that it stood for and changed the wrestling game. This is this generation's Bash at the Beach Hogan moment. Now, there is no NWO that is going to follow, but the story that follows with The Rock, John Cena, and Cody Rhodes going forward is sure to be a chef's kiss. So shout out to them for that. They've been having some real great programming going on. So if you are a fan, or if you used to be a fan and you're not anymore, you kind of fell away, now is a good time to get back into not only professional wrestling, but UFC as well.
Subscribe on YouTube at Ball and Buds for sports and entertainment live streams and videos. Boom.